Welcome to the Vulnerability Scanning Tools and Techniques Practice Lab. In this module, you will be provided with the instructions and devices needed to develop your hands-on skills. Getting started. If this lab is your first time using Practice Lab, please watch our Getting Started video below. Learning outcomes. In this module, you will complete the following exercise. Exercise 1, Network Asset Direction Tools. Exercise 2, Detecting Network Vulnerabilities. After completing this module, you should be able to use Nmap to detect devices on the network, use ZenMap to discover devices on the network, scan network devices for vulnerabilities with OWASP, ZAP, detect network vulnerabilities using Nmap, scan network devices with Nessus, detect vulnerabilities using Metasploit and Nmap. Exam objectives. The following exam objectives are covered in this module. Given a scenario, implement vulnerability scanning methods and concept, asset discovery. Given a scenario, analyze output from vulnerability assessment tools. Lab duration. It will take approximately 90 minutes to complete this lab. Help and support. For more information on using practice labs, please see our help and support page. You can also raise a technical support ticket from this page. Click next. Lab topology. During your session, you will have access to the following lab configuration. Depending on the exercise, you may or may not use all of the devices, but they are shown here in the layout to get an overall understanding of the topology of the lab. There are 5 total: ACID C01, ACID M01, ACI Win 11, ACI Alma, and ACI Kali. Click next. Exercise 1, Network Asset Detection Tools. As a cybersecurity specialist, a routine task that needs to be performed on a network is to detect the connected devices. These scans are essential to determine if any unauthorized or rogue devices are connected to the network. The Nmap application is one of the well-known applications that can detect hosts on the network. Not only can it be used to detect hosts, but it can also be used also to detect device vulnerabilities. In this exercise, different tools will be used to detect and connect the connected devices and scan the devices for vulnerabilities. Learning outcome. After completing this exercise, you should be able to use Nmap to detect devices on the network, use ZenMap to discover devices on the network. Your devices, you will be using the following devices in this lab. Please power this on now. It's already on: ACI DC01, ACI DM01, ACI Win11, ACI Alma, and ACI Kali. Task 1, using Nmap to detect devices on the network. The Nmap application can be used to detect the connected devices on the network. Additionally, additional functionality on the Nmap tools also includes the ability to determine open ports and services running on the devices. The Nmap application can detect possible vulnerabilities by a cybersecurity analyst before they are exploited. In this task, the Nmap application will be used to identify the connected devices and determine which ports and services are running on these devices. Connect to ACID M01, click Start, and select XAMPP Control Panel. Start and select XAMPP Control Panel. Minimize the SAMP Control Panel window. Note, the SAMP application must be started to ensure the device's Apache and MSQL services are started. When opening the application, the devices or the services will start automatically. A vulnerable website has been deployed, which will be used for the next step. Connect to ACI Alma from the Activities menu and select Terminal. So activities and then terminal. In the ACI admin at localhost window, type the following and press enter. So sudo map 192.168.0.0.168.0.0/24 and press the following, then password again. So terminal sudo nmap 192.168.0.0/24 password. So note, the nmap command can be executed without any parameters and scans for all available hosts in the specified IP range from the command output. It can be determined that there are 6 detected hosts with their correlating IP addresses. This information can be used to determine if the devices are legitimate. So in the ACI admin at localhost window, type the following and press enter. So sudo nmap 192.168.0.1 dash 0. Enter. So the nmap command can be executed with the different parameters. The dash 0 parameters detects the operating systems of the specified IP address. Note that there are specific percentages on how accurate the results are. From the output, it can be determined that it is a Windows Server operating system running on the host. So enter sudo nmap 192.168.0.5 dash 0. So nmap 192.168.0.2 space dash SV. Enter. Note, executing the nmap command with the -sv parameters determines the specific services and the versions running on the devices. A cybersecurity specialist will analyze the result and determine if some vulnerable ports or services are running on the devices. From the output, port 80 is open and a version of the Apache HTTPD 2.4.54 service is running on the device. Port 80 transmits network traffic encrypted and is a possible point of exploitation. So nmap 192.168.0.4 space dash SV. Note, the command displays the services and versions running on the Linux. So nmap 192.168.0.3 dash A. Executing the command with the dash A parameters display more detailed information about the detected it. This includes the domain that devices is trying to the device name and the version of the operating system. In addition, the command also displays how the devices was connected to the network using a traceroute command. The same result will be displayed when the following parameters are specified. -0 -sb using the -a parameter is a combination of these parameters. So nmap 192.168.0.5-A. So task 2, using ZenMap to discover devices on the network. So over the years, the Nmap application has evolved and can be used on a Windows operating system using a graphical user interface or GUI. In this task, the ZenMap application will be used to detect available hosts on the network. So connect to ACI WN11, click Start, type ZenMap, and click Enter. In the target field, enter the following: 192.168.0.0.0-24. In the profile, drop-down menu, select Quick Scan. Who's that? Quick Scan. Then click Scan. The ZenMap application is a graphical user interface or GUI version on the Nmap application and can be used on a Windows operating system. Take note, the command field changes when changing the profile drop-down menu. After the scan has been completed, the discovered host on the network are displayed. These results can be compared with the result on from task 1. Select 192.168.0.1 in the host pane and click the ports tab host. Click 1.68.2 in the host pane. The network's open ports for the detected host are displayed in the ZenMap application. So in the target field, enter the following: 192.168.0.1. Change the common field to the following: huh? Nmap 192.168-0, click scan. Nmap 192.168.0.1-0, click scan. In the target field, enter the following: 192.168.0.4. Change the command field to the following: -0, and click scan. The ZenMap application can detect operating systems of the host on the network. Note that the same command was used in the previous task when executed in the bash shell. So in the target, enter the following, click scan. So again, in the target field, 192.168.05. To change the command field, the following nmap 192.168.0.5-a. More details of the detected host are displayed using the -a parameter. The result can be compared to the previous task to verify that the results are the same. So click the topology in the ZenMap application. Step 10, click the fisheye tab in the topology pane. So select the host or viewer. Ensure 192.168.02 is selected and click Service tab. The Host Viewer tab gives more details of the selected host of the network. Close the Host Viewer window after viewing the information available. The open ports and services running in the host are displayed. A cybersecurity specialist can use these results to detect and remediate a device's vulnerabilities accordingly. Close the ZenMap application when prompted to close anyway. Click Next. So exercise 2, detecting network vulnerabilities. As a cybersecurity specialist, devices on the network must be scanned to determine any possible vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities need to be remediated to prevent possible exploits of the device. In this exercise, devices will be scanned for vulnerabilities utilizing different applications, learning outcomes. After completing this exercise, you should be able to scan network devices for vulnerabilities with OWASP ZAP, detect network vulnerabilities using Nmap, scan network devices with Nessus, detect vulnerabilities using Metasploit and Nmap. So your devices, you will be using the following devices in this lab. Please power this on now. ACID01, ACIDM01, ACI Win11, ACI Alma, and ACI Kali. Task 1. Scan network devices for vulnerabilities with OWASP ZAP. A cybersecurity specialist needs to routinely scan the network's devices to detect possible vulnerabilities. If any vulnerabilities are detected, it needs to be remediated to prevent the exploitation of the device. In this task, the network device will be scanned for possible vulnerabilities with the OWASP ZAP application. Step 1. Connect to ACI Win11. Click Start. Type ZAP and enter. Ensure that the SAMP application has been started on ACID M01. Step 2. Click Start on the OAuth SAP pop-up windows. Step 3. Click Automated Scan in the Welcome to OWASP lane. Note, the IP address of the ACID M01 device is entered. This information was gathered from the previous exercise and it was determined that the device might have vulnerabilities. Check the Use Ajax Spider tick box and select Chrome in the drop-down. Anyway. Step 5. In the automated scan pane, enter the following in the URL to attack field. Then click Attack.
Note, several Chrome browser windows will be open when the scan is initiated. The browser windows can be viewed to see the attack being conducted by the OWASP Zap application. The scan will take up to 10 minutes to complete. Click Show Scan Progress Details in the active scan. What is that? When the scan has been completed, close the Scan Progress window. Step 8. Ensure the Alerts tab is selected in the bottom pane. Step 9. Select cross-site scripting reflected 4 in the Alerts pane. Note, the Zap application can detect vulnerabilities in a web application. A vulnerable web application has been implemented on the ACID M01 device. Several vulnerabilities have been discovered, as can be seen in the output. A cybersecurity specialist can use this result to remediate the vulnerabilities to prevent an attack on the web application. Scroll through the detected vulnerabilities to get more information. Close OWASP Zap application. So task 2. Detect network vulnerabilities using Nmap. So connect to ACI Alma, click Terminal, select Terminal. So new window. So sudo Wireshark. Press enter and the password. So step 3 in the Wireshark Network Analyzer, ensure a window ensure ETHO is selected and click Start Capturing Pockets. Click Activities, right-click Terminal, and select New Window. So in the ECI daemon localhost ls-l/ussr/share.nmap/scripts-more. Enter. Using the down arrow, scroll through the different unmanned scripts available. The scripting engine or NSE contains several scripts that a cybersecurity specialist can use to detect vulnerabilities on the devices on the network. To determine what these scripts function are, browse to the following site and get more information. Header, query, owner, spoof, info, banner, get dar, info, discover, DNS services cover, Dropbox listener. Step 7. In the ECI localhost window, type the following: nmap dash dash script space http dash title slash sv dash pat192.168.0.2. Step 8. In the ACI admin localhost, type the following: executing the command with the scripts display information of the vulnerable website from the result. It can be seen that were two directories available that are publicly used, publicly accessible. This may not be intentional and can pose a security risk that needs to be remediated. Click activities and select the Wireshark application. So in the capturing from ETO window, click stop capturing. Then enter the following, apply a display filter, HTTP, then enter. The traffic between the devices was captured using the Wireshark application. A cybersecurity specialist can analyze the captured traffic to detect vulnerabilities. Scroll down to the captured traffic, close all the open window. So scan network, devices with Nessus. The Nessus application is used to scan network devices for vulnerabilities. A cybersecurity specialist can use this application to detect and remediate vulnerabilities. In this task, the Nessus application will be used to scan the network devices for vulnerabilities. Step 1, ensure you are connected to the ACI Alma activities like terminal. Then sudo up nessus-sbin-nessus sd. Password, enter. The executed command will start the necessary services and compile the needed plugins for the Nessus application. The process will take a couple of minutes to complete. Click Activities and select Firefox. Do not close the terminal window to ensure the service will keep running. So in the Firefox browser, browse the following URL. So if needed, scroll down and select Accept the Risk and Continue. So select the populated credentials on the Nessus Essential login page and click Sign In. Close the Welcome to Nessus Essential pop-up window. Then in the My Scan pane, click Create a new scan. Click Basic Network Scan and the scan template. Step 10, in the Settings tab, complete the following. So click the Credentials tab. Step 11, click Windows in the Credential tab. In step 12, complete the following in the Windows Credential tab. Username administrator, password, domain aciplab.com. So using the ACIP Lab network credential ensures the Nessus application will have sufficient permissions to scan the network devices on the network. Scroll down on the new scan of basic network scan pane, click the down arrow next to save the next and select launch. So the scan will take a couple of minutes to complete. Please wait for the scan to complete. So after the scan has been completed in the My Scans pane, select ACIP Lab. Select the Vulnerabilities tab in the CPIP Lab pane. The number of detected vulnerabilities detected will vary depending on how long the scan has run. Click the Apache HTTP vulnerabilities in the name column. Click the critical button on the SEV tab. Click the Host tab on the ACIP Lab window. The Nessus application has detected several vulnerabilities on the scanned devices of the network. It can be seen that the version of the Apache server is vulnerable to exploitation. So select 192.168.02.2 in the host column, back to host on the ECIP lab pane. The Nessus application detected several vulnerabilities on the selected host. Note that the several vulnerabilities have different severity level. A cybersecurity analyst can use these results to remediate the detected vulnerabilities. Note, the Nessus application detected several vulnerabilities on the selected host. The vulnerabilities detected needed to remediate by a cybersecurity specialist to prevent device application or exploitation. So, AZI Kali. So, detect vulnerabilities using Metasploit and Nmap. The Metasploit application can be used with the Nmap application to detect vulnerabilities on network devices. In this task, the Metasploit application will be used to determine network device vulnerabilities in conjunction with the Nmap application. So connect to ACI Kali in the login screen, enter the following credentials and press enter. So ACI admin, and password. So click the terminal emulator and type sudo msfdb init and msf console, enter, then password. So use auxiliary.scanner/port scan TCP. Step 6, show options. Note the different options for scanning the device on the network are displayed. So set rhost 192.168.0.2. Note, a specific host or a range of hosts can be specified using the set ROS command. And the admin set ports 1 to 100. A range of ports can be scanned on the remote host to determine if the ports are open. Exploit. From the result, it can be determined that the port 80 is open on the host. So db underscore nmap space dash SV-P80-192.168.02. Close the ECIadmin Kali window after viewing the output of the command. The version of the Apache shellware is displayed after running the scan using Nmap and Metasploit. A cybersecurity specialist can search to find out if there are any vulnerabilities for the version of the Apache server. So review, well done. You have completed the vulnerability scanning tools and techniques practice lab. Summary, you completed the following exercise. Exercise 1, network asset detection tools. Exercise 2, detecting network vulnerabilities. You should now be able to use Nmap to detect the devices on the network, use Nmap to discover devices on the network, scan networks devices on vulnerability with OWASP ZAP, detect network vulnerabilities using Nmap, scan network devices with Nessus, detect vulnerabilities using Metasploit and Nmap. So your feedback. So feedback, submit feedback. Shut down all virtual machines used in this lab. Alternative, you can just log out of the platform. So click done, then finish.